This is our Consumer Science 579 final project for Michelle Wehoff, Mackenzie Chiglow, and Annie McKenzie. First, we'd like to start with the overview of the case. The FTC recently filed a lawsuit against defendant At&t for engaging in unfair and deceptive practices concerning their unlimited data plans after receiving over 190,000 customer complaints. By throttling data speeds for customers who reach a certain amount of gigabytes in one billing cycle, At&t exploited the basic principle of an unlimited data plan in an attempt to get customers to switch to a more profitable tiered data plan. Deception to unlimited data plan users is seen through the lack of notice concerning the throttling practices, lack of information related to the extent of the throttling practices, and the notion that the plan includes unlimited data, which is severely handicapped by the throttling practices. At&t exploited consumers who held unlimited data contracts with the company, which led to various types of consumer harm and detriment. In our particular case, we identified two types of harm: psychological harm and monetary harm. Now we'll look specifically at our psychological harm. The cause of this harm is the failure of At&t to provide adequate information to consumers regarding the features of the services they purchased. There was no explanation of what data throttling entailed, or to the extent of which it would be used. Bandwidths that are slowed so severely, some users are forced to go without the use of their GPS apps, which can be seen as a safety hazard and inflicts stress and more psychological harm. Unlimited customers who did not have their expectations met are also subjected to extra stress and psychological detriment. The monetary harm on 3.5 million unique customers stems from the early termination fees numerous customers had to pay for switching to a tiered data plan, as well as the added cost for the most expensive tiered plans. The lowest amount of data consumers can purchase starts at $30, the same cost they previously paid for the unlimited plan. They are paying the same, or in most cases, significantly more for a lower quality product. Some consumers opted to terminate their contracts in order to gain more usable data on a tiered plan. Terminating contracts early costs hundreds of dollars. Both of these extra costs come as a surprise to the consumers who were promised an unlimited service and were given little choice but to switch and pay the cost. Now we will address one possible counter-argument in their case. At&t could be supported in the case if they were throttling customers due to network congestion. If customers live in highly populated areas where millions of people are trying to access their cellular data, there would be reason for lowering data capabilities so everyone has equal access. However, customers in rural areas experienced this problem when there was more than enough network capacity for them to use data at full speed. This refutes the idea that At&t was throttling data speed with the benefit of lending everyone equal access in mind. Our group has formulated a policy suggestion for the FTC. Based on careful review of the evidence, At&t should be required to reimburse consumers for the psychological and monetary harm they experienced. Furthermore, the consumers who signed the contract for the unlimited plan should be allowed to remain on this plan until they choose to switch to another. They paid for an unlimited service and received a limited one. Here are the sources used for our case information. Thanks for listening to our presentation.